talking about something very interesting about a platform called Veve. Now, Veve is a very interesting platform. But before we get there, we're going to talk about NFTs. Now, NFTs have been around for a while. We've been seeing it in the news. A lot of things going around about their pump and dumps. They're just art pictures. I don't think so. This is an article from CoinDesk saying NFTs are now collateral for secured loans. Are you legally protected? See, a lot of people don't understand that NFTs, they are digital assets and they will be used in the future in order to verify. It's as simple as that. Let's continue. Regardless of personal views, says here, article by Daniel Algore. He is it looks like the CEO of Yuga Labs. Regardless of personal views, it has grown near impossible not to take notice of non-fungible tokens. Even with recent slowdowns, total NFT sales volume could top 90 billion by the end of this year, after seeing a record 40 billion in 2021. That success has brought a new type of interest from a new group of participants in the NFT ecosystem, which are lenders. Now keep this in mind, lenders is going to play a big role when it comes to the trading and being able to leverage your asset to whether it's a bank or it could just be a lender. And that's forward down here. It says whether it is an NFT secured loan or a used car loan or a multi-million-dollar leverage finance of an entire company, the motivations of lenders and borrowers are consistent. The lender is incentivized to give temporary funds to the borrower in exchange for an interest rate charged on top of the principal loan amount. And then you got a whole bunch of NFTs in the space, like for example with CryptoPunks, they were going for millions of dollars. So you have millions of dollars that the bank could profit from by being able to just custody it. So these are the potential things that we could see in the future happening with NFTs. Now, before we get a little more into this, let's check out this quick clip about how NFTs are going to transform in the future. Check this out.
Movies in the brains of brilliant people today that can't be made because they're not part of the Hollywood machine. You have young filmmakers who have brilliant ideas who will be able to go to the world and their audience like we do today on TikTok and Instagram and say, here is my script. If you buy an NFT from this movie and here's the image, maybe the NFT is the movie poster. The NFT is actually a smart contract for a piece of the back end of the movie. So you read it, you love it, you think it would be an amazing movie. Now you buy 4 NFTs and you own 0.001% of the back end of the film, but then the film actually can get made because that individual has raised enough money from selling NFTs. Then it goes out, then they own it, the audience owns it, and then it gets distribution from the way OTT now works. These are things that I can see from the blockchain that I don't think people are putting the pieces together just yet, and it will change the world.
So that's Gary Vee, and he's just touching on the future of film industry. We're not even getting into the multiplicity of things that NFTs could play a huge role in. Now, let's go over to this article. Now, this ties in, you know what, before I even get there, let's get into this because this is going to play a huge role when it comes to me explaining what Veve is all about, really. And like I said, this is a multi-billion-dollar problem that trillion-dollar problem that NFTs are going to solve when it comes to putting it on the blockchain, and these things, they come in mind. So we're going to be looking at this video. Let's check it out.
For the last 30 years, Golden Apple Comics in Los Angeles has been selling comic books to adults and children like Evan Cray.
I just like holding the pages and reading it.
The look of these pages hasn't changed much, but owner Ryan Leibowitz says something new is happening.
In the last year or so, we've seen a major transition into digital comic books.
The idea of reading a comic book online is catching on. Comixology has over 25,000 comic books in its online store, says Chip Mosier, its vice president of marketing, public relations, and business development.
For the last 6 to 9 months, we've ranked as the top grossing iPad app in the entire iTunes App Store.
Last year, the company had $17 million in sales. This year, it expects sales to reach $17 million. For about the same price as a paper comic book, readers get a digital version. Many in the industry are experimenting with the look of digital comics.
And on the page turn, we blur out in him, we sharpen on the background, we see a sea of piranha coming at him, a school of piranha. Oh, look, fish.
Mark Wade created the digital comic site Throwbent. He says his comics fit the digital screen.
Most screens, whether they're television screens, your laptop screen, or your iPad screen, are that landscape format. They're wider than they are tall. So first off, stop producing digital comics that don't fit that format.
It's a really cool two-page spread.
Daniel Berwin founded Cognito Comics. He uses sound and motion in his spy thriller called Operation Ajax. Readers can get historical information about the subject outside the story. In a Skype interview, he says the virtual world means his work can reach readers worldwide.
If we had done this as a printed book only, we'd be lucky to sell 5,000 copies. So, right there we have international distribution, and we have the ability to reach a really vast audience.
Creators of digital comics say their audience is looking for something other than violence, which has been fueled by video games and movies, says Ryan Leibowitz.
I mean, you can see the covers of these comic books. These don't look like happy people. They all have guns. They're all out to hurt each other.
Leibowitz now offers digital comics on his store's website. He says customers are buying both traditional comics and the new versions.
I will say there are some comics, like my favorites, that I actually too prefer having a hard copy. But for a lot of them, it's just really convenient and really nice to be able to get them. I can read them on an iPad, and it's really a convenient format.
Many in the industry say they hope digital comics will attract new readers who will boost business in both the virtual and real worlds. Elizabeth Lee for VOA News, Los Angeles.
So as you can see from just watching this video, that even comic book stores are suffering, and they're suffering in sales, where people, they cannot either get what comics that they need, or they're just using the digital as an alternative. So this is where Veve comes in. Now, Veve, I believe they released in 2018. They came out around 2018. Now, I've been on this app from the beginning, and they sell collectibles and comics. Now, also artworks. Now, what people need to understand is, if you were to just go through the catalogs of what they have to offer, $6.99 for the Amazing Spider-Man 122. If you look at these prices are not even close to what the value of these books are worth in the real world. You're looking at Amazing Spider-Man number 6, Uncanny X-Men 101, Giant Size X-Men. Let's look at the mint numbers. So the mint numbers, yes, I do own 2 of these. The mint numbers on these are they're just ridiculous. Total is 7,500 in the world, and that's minted on the blockchain. So once you own these things are theirs, and they're yours for good. So a lot of people need to understand that, this is not financial advice, by the way, but if you are interested in partaking in the future, it'd behoove you to get this done. Now, Veve is being merged with Immutable. Now, this is another company that runs off of the Ethereum network, and they are going to be able to make Ethereum more affordable when it comes to the fees. So they're pretty much an intermediary between Veve, where they will mint everything off of the Veve's platform onto Immutable. So that way, if anything gets lost, everything is verifiable through their network as well. Veve is running on the OMI token, and it's also backed by the Ethereum network, but Immutable is also just an intermediary. Now that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in.